to cut it down? Turns out that was a fucking expensive question to answer, because a desktop version of the 2050 doesn't exist. I had to buy an entirely new laptop just for this video. Not ideal and definitely not cheap. It cost me as much as the console itself. With the same amount of total memory and specs as close to the Switch 2 as reasonably possible, this laptop is more or less the closest PC equivalent I could find. But instead of redoing what everyone else already did for the third time, let's get right to answering the question I asked at the start of the video, to see what the Switch 2's GPU can really do when it isn't being throttled by a 20-watt power limit. Starting with some of the easier games to run before pushing this thing to its absolute limits in Cyberpunk 2077 with ray tracing. With Rocket League being one of the easiest competitive games to run, it isn't surprising that the 2050 runs it at max settings over 200 FPS consistently. But weirdly, if you play this game on the actual Switch 2, it only runs 720p 60 FPS, as it's still using the Switch 1 build. That is ridiculous considering the new hardware is 10 times more powerful. So why is Epic Games still holding back on updating one of their most popular games? Hopefully they drop an update soon, because the T239 in the Switch 2 is absolutely capable of smooth 1080p 120 FPS.